Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians. As we wait for the comedians to join, let me bring in my man, Jason. Hey, Jay, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
All good, brother.
Good to see you. Good to see you. My man, Howie Bell is in the building. Howie, how you doing, sir?
What's up, good brothers? Happening, man? What's happening?
So as we wait for everybody else to jump in, man, we look like we're going to have a great show today. Before I even jump into the show, if you're watching us, please subscribe to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to us on YouTube. And in order to make this show even more fun, if you want to comment on it, please do, because we're reading the comments. And if we don't read them on this show, we definitely read them on the next show. So with that being said, it's going to be an interesting day today. Howie, I'm gonna let you go first, bro, because you're the first comic up there, man, and Jason is the filmmaker of the group.
That's right. That's
go
right.
first. Okay, so we got the top 5 dirtiest players, and Jason and I probably already know you're gonna pull out a whole lot of these. We're gonna let you do your round first, and I'm gonna go with that, bro. Because honestly, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a lot of the Pistons and people like that. So give me
don't speak too fast, brother.
Okay, all right, okay. Give me your.
Although there's truth into what you're saying, but I'll go with that first, man. I'll start it off. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Howie Bell. Hey, man, my 5 dirtiest players. That was tough because it was a lot of Detroit Piston influence was going into this, but I had to sit back and do a little research and say, wait a minute, it ain't just us, man. But I got Bill Laimbeer right there, man. That's the first guy out the gate. I gotta say, even though I loved him as a player, 2-time NBA champion, he was definitely one to sucker punch you. He's been sucker punched a few times as well. But he was definitely the bad boy in the bad boy Pistons, so I had to put him there. I got to go with Draymond Green. Woo.
Yeah.
Michigan. Yeah, Michigan State. Hey, it's something in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, the water. It's the water, Howard. It's the water.
Draymond Green, man, I tell you, he's done some things, man. I promise you, if he did that off the court, he'd been shot.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like, he's done some things that have been real, just violating, man. Even the stuff we did with Jordan Poole, man, and, with the practice and just everything, man, about him, man. He's kicked, LeBron in the groin, and he's done a lot, man. He stepped on people.
Yeah. So,
I had to dig in the crates for this one, man. You ready for this? Ron Artest.
You wasn't digging in the crate for this Ron Artest. That's easy picking, bro. That was no digging in the crate.
Hey, look, I almost forgot about him though. Meta World.
But Howie, it's still a Michigan tie with the Malice in the Palace.
It still is somewhere in there.
It's the water. It's the water.
Ron Artest, man, he was a bad boy. He wasn't no punk, man, but he definitely was a bully. And I had to switch sports a little bit, man. Go over I don't know if y'all remember, man, the skating world with Tanya Harding.
Yeah.
Brought out the baseball bat against Nancy Kerrigan. Guess where that was? At Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan.
It's the water. It's the water.
I can't make this stuff up, bro. Hey, look, last but not least, in Dominican Zoo, he played for the Detroit Lions. Had to be one of the worst players. I think we lost some playoffs because of him one year. He kicked Rodgers in the nuts before. Yeah. And he stepped on ankles. He was a bad player, man. And that's my top 5 dirtiest players.
Okay. See, I like your list, especially with the Detroit influence. Jay, give me yours in there. Right. Sit there. Jay, give me your 5.
All right, so my 5 dirtiest players. I'm gonna start with he wasn't really dirty. I just think that he was insane. And that's Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor I think he was just touched, bro. I mean, he was just next level nuts. Like, I mean, like he couldn't even control it. I mean, he's like a like a football Kanye. He had no control over, his actions. Number 4 for me is because he killed people figuratively on the field and killed people literally off the field. Ray Lewis. He wasn't dirty, but he was killing people.
Literally got caught up in a murder case.
Literally. It don't get dirtier than killing people. You know what I'm saying? Number 3, Karl Malone. Low-key, filthy player.
Yeah.
Elbows, knees.
Yeah.
He did all of it, man. Number 2 for me, he wasn't really dirty, but I mean, he was more of a menace and just played hard, irritating people. But what took it over the line, wasn't kicking people in the nuts and humping people's butts and stuff. And that's Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dirty player. Yeah, he was a dirty player. And played for the Detroit Pistons. Shout out to Detroit.
Oh, it's wild. I'm looking at my list. I had Rodman, I had Lambeer, I had Rick Mahorn. I was like, I can't have all of them.
Yeah, right.
Let me search someplace else. There was more hanging fruit. Number 1 for me, and I don't know why anybody shot him yet, Bill Romanowski.
Oh, wow.
The linebacker for the Raiders and the Denver Broncos, who was like late hitting, low blowing, and spitting in people's faces. He was a filthy player.
Yeah, he really was.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, I did too. Y'all got some great lists. I can't even shock y'all list. Okay. I don't know if my list is gonna be better than yours, but I'm gonna try. My list looks like this. Number 5, defensive tackle Albert Hainsworth. Remember in 2006? He stepped on my man, and that running back, I forgot what his name is. The Cowboys running back Julius Jones. He scored on the play, and then not too long after that, he tried to step on his head, missed, and then the second time he literally did step on his head with his cleats on. Dude got really injured, and let's see how many. He got a severe stomp on the wound, and he missed his eye by that much, like literally. Almost took that man's eye out. So that's number 5 for me. Number 4 is Ron Artest, because I think Ron Artest is one of the most dirtiest basketball players to ever play the game. And especially when he played for the Lakers, I thought, he was ridiculously throwing elbows and everything. Matter of fact, I think Kobe and them had something to do with him getting to the Lakers because Kobe got tired of him defending him. You know what I mean? Like, I think Kobe really hated that dude, but that's a whole other story for a different day. Number 3 for me is, y'all remember this guy? Bill Romanowski. Remember Bill Romanowski? In case you all sitting at home, you don't remember Bill Romanowski? Denver Broncos linebacker. He got caught with steroids. He was doing cheap shots. He was hitting people. He even had arguments and fights with his own teammates. When he retired, people were happy to see him go. At the end of the day, they were like, you know what? We happy to get him out of the locker room because this dude is a bad dude, bad influence all the way around, and he was horrible. That was Bill Roman. Number 2 for me was a hockey player. I couldn't remember his name. I had to Google him. This guy, and I remember the play. I remember what he did. His name is Marty McSorley. He played in hockey. He played for the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. The reason why I had to add him in this list is because he literally served a 4-game suspension because obviously he was hitting people over the head with sticks and everything else. But he was suspended for the rest of the season and found guilty in court with an assault with a deadly weapon and served 18 months probation for what he did to a hockey player during a game. One of the only players to ever literally face jail time for how bad he beat somebody on the court in a sport game. You know what I mean?
That's gotta be really bad for it to be hockey too.
It was hockey, right? You know what I mean? It was hockey. So I was like, this dude. And I remember when it happened. I didn't see it live because I don't watch hockey, but I remember seeing it all over the news and everything else because there was a conflict at the time, if y'all remember this, about whether or not they should press charges against this dude, and they ultimately did press actual charges against him.
Did he hit the guy with the stick?
He hit over the head, beating him up with a stick, and beating him with a stick. So it was really, really bad. So they ultimately called. Listen, he got hit with assault charge after assault charge after assault charges. So this dude is. whoo, this dude's really one of the baddest dudes to ever play hockey. That's my number 2 guy. My number 1 guy, Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer got in so many fights with the Boston Celtics. He is by far, to me, the most dirtiest player in sports, hands down. And then he teaches. This is the crazy part about Bill Laimbeer. He coaches and he's teaching the girls that he's coaching college basketball. He's teaching them to throw bows and everything else like that too. And the team that I forgot what team it was, but I looked it up and I forgot now. But they are considered one of the most physical teams in college sports. So that's my team. That's my list. So now it's time to my man Kevin Lane is coming in the building. Kev, you just in time. You ready for your 5 dirtiest players in sports? Because we get ready to move on. Kev, you ready?
Okay, sure. Hold on. 5 dirtiest players. I got my list right here. Okay. I'm gonna break it up into basketball and football. But you're doing 5, right?
5 total. 5 total.
Okay, 5 total. All right. I'm gonna start with my basketball players. I'm gonna go with Bill Laimbeer. Where's Howie? Is he here? Hey, Howie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Howie. But Bill Laimbeer, number 1. And also for basketball, I mean, there's a long list, but I'm gonna go with Draymond. Draymond, if he can punch his own player on his own team, that dude is just no good.
They go Kev in Michigan too.
Yeah.
See, I'm not trying to lay it on thick, Howie. I'm not trying to.
Oh, don't worry, man. Join the club. It's all good.
Yeah. Howie had everybody from Detroit, so it's funny.
To my football side of things, I mentioned this guy last week in something else, but Vontaze Burfict. That dude he was evil in what he was doing because he was out to hurt people for no reason. Another dude that was out to hurt people and even said that he would kill him if he could, but he knew that it would result in he would kill him, but he knew he would get a $75,000 penalty against him. He didn't care, and that would be James Harrison for Pittsburgh.
He was nut.
He was trying to hurt people for real. He was trying to kill somebody.
Wow.
And lastly, this dude is at the top of the list because he also had no problem wanting to hurt people and set out to hurt people. And if they got injured or died, he said, well, it's part of the game. And that would be Bill Romanowski.
We had him on the list. We got him on the
Three
list.
lists.
Yeah, we on the list. All right, my man Spanky Hayes is joining in the building. Spanky, what's going on, bro? How you doing, sir?
What's going on, family members?
How you doing,
What
bro?
up?
What's going
on? What's
Spanky,
up?
we giving our 5 dirtiest
Okay.
players, bro. We giving our 5 dirtiest players.
Hold on, let me do this. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look,
It's okay. We giving our 5 dirtiest players, Spanky. You got your 5 dirtiest players ready to go?
yeah, that's probably too easy. Dirtiest players, I'm gonna say Bill Laimbeer because he's for a white guy. He used to play really dirty, and he used to get beat up a lot too. But he was the first center with a 3-pointer. I will say that. I don't know if in history, but the first one I remember. Then I'm in no order. Then you gotta go with Draymond Green. Kicking LeBron in the nuts. He beat up the dude that looked like Colonel Sanders. He beat up everybody. He beats up everybody. And then let's see, dirtiest players. I'm gonna just say LeBron James because I'm not a fan of LeBron James. Fuck him. So he's the dirtiest player ever. And let's see, dirtiest players. I'm gonna go with what's the other guy? I can see his face, but I can't say his name. But who was the guy who used to? Oh, I'm sorry. Not Moses Malone, but what's the guy who used to have the George Jefferson? Shit, they used to play. He was playing for Utah, but then he played for the Lakers.
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone.
He said that George Jefferson.
He used to wear that hat. You knew he was rich because he used to wear that. Anybody that wear that right there is rich than a motherfucker. I'm trying to tell you. And that's 4. And then I'm gonna go against the grain and say the best player ever in the world was a little dirty too, and I'm gonna say that's Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant will do some dirty shit to you. Although that's my Jordan, so that's my 5 dirtiest players.
My man Rodney Perry's joined the building too. Rodney Perry, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, gentlemen?
Rodney.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
Rodney Perry's in the building. So Rodney Perry, you got your dirtiest players besides your funny T-shirt on. I see you. I like that T-shirt.
Oh, for sure. Top of my list is world-renowned great shooter, but a dirty-ass dude, Reggie Miller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Reggie Miller. People hated to play this dude. He was skinny. He was wiry. He would do all kind of crazy stuff. You never hit this guy on this list right here. Scottie Pippen was a dirty-ass dude.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the league, he pushed Patrick Ewing all in the face. He was just a dirty-ass dude.
And when he teabagged him that time?
Yeah, he did teabag.
I'm not gonna take teabag the man because I'm anti that, but you know.
I think we all are. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't talk.
Okay. You can't talk about dirty players without talking about the one player kicked off of the dream team because he had Michael Jordan upset. Isaiah Thomas. He was so dirty that Jordan didn't want to play with him, man, which is disrespectful. Michael Jordan's a hoe for that. Anyway.
Yes. I second that motion.
Chris Paul.
Oh, my goodness.
I've been hearing stories about Chris Paul my whole life about how dirty this little guy is. And to be under 6'8" in the NBA and to have a long career, 20-some year career, Chris Paul had to be dirty. He had to be dirty. And as I was doing my research for this question, they had one guy. It's the guy y'all all call the GOAT, Michael Jordan. They said Michael would do all kind of stuff. He'd grab your hand, he'd pull your shorts down. He would do all kind of foul. He would start a fight. You know, he beat up his teammates. He beat up all kind of people. Michael Jordan was a dirty ass dude, man. And he don't lose. He don't want to lose at anything. I had one of my boys beat him in dominoes. He chased stalked him for 2 weeks.
I ain't even mad at that list, Rodney. I ain't mad at it. But I will say one thing, Rodney. Your boy Chris Paul did spit in Rajon Rondo's face, so I do think he's one of the dirtiest players and play the game. I remember that. He got to a fight.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So Howard, you want to go first? You want me to go first for the next one, which is the best, the top. Where are we at? The top biggest sports scandals. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Wow. Okay, it doesn't matter. So it's up to you, brother.
All right, I'll go first.
Go ahead, yes.
I'll go first. I set it off. For me, the sports scandals look like this. Number 5 for me was a sports scandal with Penn State. Y'all remember the Penn State sports scandal? If you don't, it was the child sex abuse Penn State that got caught up in where Jerry Sandusky, for those of you sitting at home, that ended up being an assistant coach for Penn State with Jerry Sandusky.
Defensive coordinator.
Yep, defensive coordinator. And over a period of 15 years, they sexually molested boys. And they ended up getting caught. Sandusky ended up getting indicted for 52 counts of child molestation, stemming from incidents occurred from 94 to 2009. Make a long story short, he ended up facing a minimum of 30 years and a maximum of 60 years in prison. 10 people ended up, they were old enough.
I remember that vividly,
Yeah, that
And
was
Paterno knew.
Yeah. They messed up Paterno's. It just messed
his legacy.
Yeah, it messed up a lot.
You didn't tarnish it
for a lot of people. Okay, where are we at? 10 biggest sports scandal. All right, that's number 5 for me. Number 4 for me was the New Orleans Saints bounty scandal. If you all remember that one, yeah, then you do. But the NFL discovered the New Orleans Saints they had a secret slush fund.
They did. Yeah.
From 2009 to 2011, where they were
I forgot all about
players,
that.
paying players to hit other players, and if you did, you got a nice little check in your hand. You got
did. Wow, I forgot about that. Wow.
I'm still not mad at that. I wasn't mad at it then. I ain't mad at it now.
I ain't either.
Give me some
The
money.
next one I'm mad at because people still live it, and I had to add it on the list because people still think it's a real thing. So I'm gonna add it on the list, even though I'm a New England Patriots fan. Deflategate. Deflategate literally rocked the NFL. I hate it. I still hate it now because people talk about a tenth of a piece of air, and it happened during the 2007, New England Patriots season. Y'all saw what happened in 2007, which got them motivated. So they got pissed off about that. Number 2, Baylor basketball. Y'all remember this? It was Baylor basketball in 1998. Baylor basketball ended up got put on blast because player Patrick Dennehy was killed, and the Baylor head coach Dave Bliss was accused of basically paying players and telling players not to prosecute and not to tell the truth to the authorities. He ended up getting caught. He got suspended, ended up getting fired, but the player was murdered. And to this day, Baylor's still trying to get out of the shadow of that, and they still having a hard time with that. But number 1 for me has got to be the 1919 Chicago White Sox. They're known as the Chicago Black Sox because they're the only team, and they probably the only team ever. They threw the World Series, over gambling. You know what I mean? The mafia approached them, said, "Listen, throw the World Series," and they all agreed as a team to do it. So that's my list. Howie, see if you could top that list, because that list is fire, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was. That was fire, man. That was. I can't lie. Well, I got to take it back to Detroit. So, my man talked about the complaining of the refs and the calls for years in the NBA. He said it was a fix. He said that they were in on it, and they finally busted him, and that's my man Rasheed Wallace when he exposed the referees in the NBA for cheating and gambling on games. So that's one of mine right there. That's definitely was a big sports scandal. If you remember, it was big time. My man Sheed ball don't lie, called him out. They didn't believe him, and he proved everybody wrong. All right, next one got to be got the Patriots up next, of course. 2 things from the Patriots. They made 2 on my list, and that's the Spygate when they were caught actually recording other people they were actually recording other teams' plays on the other sideline, and they were caught doing it, and Bill Belichick actually admitted to this occurring. So and that was kind of wild seeing that. And of course, Deflategate with the football, and that was huge. And I guess can't I don't want to beat up the Patriots or nothing like that, but because I love the team. But they had 2
The Patriots will cheat.
They had 2 huge scandals in their run, and those are 2 of them. That's 3. Pete Rose. Y'all remember Pete Rose? They denied him from getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, he was caught betting on his own team while he was playing and coaching. And so that was a huge scandal that still rocked baseball right now. And here's one, man, I had to look and kind of dig for, and I forgot about. Do y'all remember the 2014 Olympics where 1,000 players or athletes from Russia were actually found to be using illegal substances? So that actually it was a huge scandal, man. Yeah, it was a huge doping scandal with the Russian Olympic team, and that was 2014. It was 1,000 athletes or something like that got caught up in doping. So those are my top 5.
So the whole thing they got banned from.
I like that top 5. I like that top 5. Jay, your turn. Give me your top 5.
All right, here we go. So you actually took one of mine, Frank. That Baylor basketball scandal was crazy.
Yeah.
Because, one, you had a dirty coach that they hired who left a program, that was on sanctions when he left them. He's doing all the dirty dealings, and then he recruits a kid that murders a kid, leaves him in the woods. So it don't get much worse than that. People dying.
Yeah.
So number 4 for me is the University of Miami and Nevin Shapiro. when
Oh,
he
yeah.
was like 10 years is paying every Miami player to come up in there whining and dining, doing all this stuff. And I'm only saying it now because it seems ridiculous now that they tried to give Miami the death penalty, the same thing they did to SMU in the 80s for players taking money. It's absurd. Number 3. Now, I suspect that Rashad McCants, has something to do with this, the North Carolina educational scandal. Because this dude is so stupid, ain't no way. They said no way he went to class. Ain't no way. We got to investigate what's going on, with this right now. So if you don't remember, North Carolina had paperless classes, which meant that players were enrolled in classes that they never attended, but they were getting A's in them, to keep all the players eligible to keep playing sports.
Yeah.
And the most scandalous thing about this was it happened for over 18 years. That's almost 2 decades.
Wow.
And they said they only found one dirty person. The one black African-American professor was behind the whole thing. I'll leave it at that. Number 2, Arizona State basketball point shaving scandal. And then, that was like 93, 94.
Wow.
Where these gamblers paid the point guard and the power forward to never make the line for Vegas, and they got paid thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my
I
God.
forgot about that.
Light skinned brother. What was that light skinned brother that played for? Oh, I can't think.
Yeah, yeah. Let him finish, Kev. Let him finish. Keep going.
Right. And the number 1 spot. Now, I'm a huge fan of Minority Report. The Tom Cruise movie. Where they could predict future crimes and they'd arrest them before it happened. This is a future scandal that hasn't happened yet. Bill Belichick on UNC's campus. Bill Belichick, certified video documented 72-year-old smashing 20-somethings, early 20-somethings. They are turning him loose on a college campus with a pocket full of Viagra. The scandal's coming, baby. Watch.
That's not a scandal. Kev, you got your 5. You got your 5. That's every young man's dream. That's not a scandal. It's not a scandal. Yeah. Kev, your turn. Spanky up next.
All right. My first one I'm gonna go with is Lance Armstrong for the PD scandal for the Tour de France, because I'm a bikie, and I even had one of those little yellow wristbands from Armstrong Stay Strong type of thing, and all of a sudden he went on that thing with Oprah and said, "Yeah, I did do something." I was crushed.
He did it with 1 ball though. You got to respect that.
You're right. I get that. Somebody said Patriots, so I'm not going to say that one. So I'm going to skip to the Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan thing where she tried to take out her knees. I'm going to skip my man Pete Rose, and I'm going to go to Larry Nassar. The doctor for the gymnast.
You got me on that one. I had that on my list.
It's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, Michigan.
He's gonna die in jail.
Michigan State.
Yeah.
The juicing scandal between Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa.
Wow.
Because that was a season where they were everything was going up the park, and everybody was loving it, but it turned out that they was on the juice.
They saved baseball. They literally saved baseball.
Saved it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
They did. I loved it.
The real scandal was Sammy Sosa's skin.
Yeah.
Hey, as I've said before, baseball's entertainment. What next? Are we banning BBLs? You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's saying.
And then that last one, was that 5?
Yeah, that was about 6.
Well, just in case. No, so that wasn't 6. Well, last one would be the Tim Donaghy scandal where he was he even had to write a book afterwards because he was betting on the games that he was in, that he was reffing. Shame.
Yeah. All right, Spanky, your turn. You up, Spank? You ready? Spank, you ready for your 5? I guess Spank is ready now. He getting ready. He getting ready. You getting ready. Get ready.
Yeah, I'm trying to do 100 things at one time. But I don't know if I have 5 scandals, but I will say what feels like a scandal is how Detroit Lions have never won in my whole lifetime. That seems like a scandal to me. I'm not sure if it is one, but I'll go with that. I'll tell you a scandal. Don't go outside. Don't go outside. Shut the door. I'm sorry. I'll tell you a scandal. When the what's the name of that? The Cavaliers, all the LeBron fans brag about this 1 year that they came back 3-1. Here's the scandal. Harambe the monkey got killed in a Cincinnati zoo, and Harambe was borrowed. He was worth about maybe $10-20 million borrowed. So if I loan you anything, any one of y'all, if I broke it, then I gotta pay you for it. Correct? Okay. So that's how the Cleveland Cavaliers came back 3-1 because they owed for that monkey. To support my what I'm saying is, no, I'm dead ass serious. Listen, to support my theory is that the Cleveland Cavaliers went to. We talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Indians went to the World Series that same year. So Cleveland needed money, so that was the scandal. So they let LeBron win and beat the Precious Warriors. I'm gonna tell you another thing. That seems like a scandal. I don't know if it's a scandal or not, but Mike Tyson bit somebody's ear off and still lost. What? How do you bite somebody's ear? His ear looking like Batman, the Batman symbol. How do you get that happen and you still lose?
The Batman symbol, really?
Yeah, he bit like a Batman symbol in his ear. I don't know, but and he still lost. That's the point I'm trying to make, which seems like a scandal. Let me see.
He went from a monkey to a Batman signal all in one conversation.
I'm a zookeeper. I'm the zookeeper. I tell you, hey, I can't say that about my Precious. I tell you a scandal. When Kobe Bryant got caught cheating and he said, Shaquille O'Neal be fucking bitches too. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. That's the best player ever to me. Kind of like a scandal. I don't know.
He made dry snitching mainstream for sure.
Right. And here's another. So that's 4. Would that be 4? That's 3.
That's 4.
3.
One more.
I'll tell you what seems like a scandal. I'm not sure. But I think that Serena Williams turned herself into Michael Jackson. She started off black.
Wow.
Playing tennis. And then now she looks like Sammy Sosa. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
He got the vitiligo.
Wow.
He looks like Sammy Sosa or Lionel Richie. One of them. And by the way, Lionel Richie got the best face makeover ever in history. Lionel Richie. He looks like Thundercat now. So that might even be. That might even be a
like Lionel.
Rodney Perry.
He looks like the Detroit Lion mascot. Lionel Richie.
Right. Wow.
Y'all took a bunch of mine, but I'm gonna go through it anyway. Of course, I had the Patriots video gate. I had Bounty Gate. I had the Nasir case with the Olympic gymnast, which was crazy. This dude was around there fingering all these young girls, man, and there was so many of them, and everybody knew about it. The whole Olympic world knew about what was going on, but they was winning, so they thought it was good luck.
150. It was 150 of them.
Yeah.
150 different ones, but He had like the magic fingers. Anyway,
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
also,
Oh,
this is
good.
not really a scandal, but it definitely affected sports. O.J. Simpson driving down the 405 changed the juices world forever, and the ripple effect of how many people it
That
made
is good.
millionaires and rich. So when you talk about all the Kardashians, all those people,
Yeah.
all of them became rich because of what happened with O.J. Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave my scandals right. I'm gonna leave my scandals right there.
Hey,
That's a
Roddy
doozy.
Perry, is that OJ thing coming on Comedy and Crime? Are we gonna see that?
That is, it went live yesterday.
Okay, all right, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, Howie,
Oh,
Yeah,
get
that's
ready
doozy.
because you're gonna come after me. Here's my name. Here's my name. The greatest knockouts. We're gonna do the greatest knockouts. We're gonna do the greatest knockouts. Let me pull up the greatest knockout. Now, for me, these greatest knockouts are not in any order, not in my from least to favorite, but they're gonna be my greatest knockout. For me, number 5 was Hassan Rahman knocks out Lennox Lewis. That was a pretty good knockout. I remember that. I don't know if y'all remember that. I remember seeing that.
That was a big knockout.
Yeah, that was huge. And at that time,
And the next fight though, Lennox beat his butt.
yeah, then the following one. But if you all remember this one, he was it was such an over. This is why I like knockouts sometimes because people don't expect, the underdog to win. Those are the ones I really like the most. That's number 5 for me. Number 4 for me was Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson. Another thing that you ain't see coming out of nowhere. I was like, that was a great knockout to me because again, the underdog comes from out of nowhere and knocks him out. That was way back in 1990, February 11th. May 15th, 2004, Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones Jr. And I remember watching that fight live, and I thought Roy Jones Jr. again was gonna come out of nowhere and beat this dude. Because, I thought it was gonna be a boring fight. Ended up, another upset. Number 2 was when Mike Tyson knocked out Michael Spinks way back June 27th, 1988. Y'all remember both of them were undefeated, big hype for that fight. Everything else, people couldn't wait to see it. I know I sat there for the whole 93 seconds and thought that was going to be the best fight in the world. But 93 seconds later, I was like, what the hell is I watching? I was mad. Number 1 for me, this might be the best knockout for me. Tommy Hitman Hearns knocked out Roberto Duran in the second round way back June 15th, 1984. I was in high school. I watched that fight. I was like, Tommy Hitman Hearns, I think he's going to lose this fight because Roberto Duran was supposed to be the man way back then. But yeah, Hitman showed him who the real knockout king was. Howie, give me your 5.
I like that. You had somebody from Detroit on your list. You see what I'm saying?
I know you
Tommy,
did. I know you did.
Tommy Hitman Hearns, baby. All right. So, there's so many knockouts, man. So many good knockouts, actually. And I grew up watching boxing, man. So I had to, of course, look back at some things, too. And I saw a fight, man, between this guy, Santa Cruz versus this guy named Davis, man. These Mexican cats. And when I tell you, man, this fight didn't last a minute, bro.
I mean, is this a fight outside your house or something? What we talking about?
Nah, there's a middleweight bout. And when I tell you that this guy, Santa Cruz, knocked this guy out, man, with an uppercut that was so vicious, man, out cold. Another fight from a Mexican, Alvarez and Espinoza. It was a Mexican fight, 2 lefts and a rights, real under a minute. And man, kind of it was like really one of those. Like, I don't know if y'all know about Mexican fighters, but they not really known to knock out. They known to last a long time. So to see them, knock out, that was pretty good. Man, listen, I don't know if y'all watch slap boxing. But I had to include at least one of these, man, because they are hilarious. Them people get knocked out all the time, man. And so it was this guy named Damian Dribble. He's like a black guy. He had like this cameo hairstyle, like an Afro high top, and he was slap boxing against this really big country white guy named Dwayne Crespo. But when I tell you that guy reached back one slap, man, and knocked that white boy down and out with a slap. And they got many of those, but that slap boxing is vicious. You want to see some knockouts. All right. And so Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, they had a rematch. I don't know if people remember that. And went 7 rounds, but in the 7th round, Wilder knocked that boy out cold, man. Killed. It was probably one of the sweetest knockouts that I've ever seen. I remember watching that fight. Of course, Mike Tyson. I had to he fought, and I didn't realize this stat. He knocked so many people out. But so I had to get at least one Mike Tyson. And he fought a guy named Marvis Frazier. I don't know if he's related to Joe Frazier at all, but he fought him. That was Mike Tyson's fastest knockout, and it was 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And it was like, went in the ring, ding, bing, boom, knockout.
Ding, bing,
It was like, I've never seen nobody, and I knew Mike Tyson was incredible, but to see that 30-second knockout, man, it was amazing to me. So it's so many in the history of knockouts, but those are my 5.
Yo, but your color commentary was pretty funny there, Howie. Like ding, ding, bam.
Ding, ding, out.
Jay, you got your 5, bro? You got your 5?
I got him. So I can't have a list without Mike Tyson. So I'm going Tyson over Michael Spinks. Not because it was a vicious knockout, but because the fight was so hyped and the pay-per-view was like $200.
That's right.
And he went out there and basically just crapped his pants and laid down. You know what I'm saying? Like under a minute. Biggest farce ever in sport, in boxing. So that's memorable. Number 4 for me has to be when Marquez KO'd Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao was on top of the world, and he walked into something real nasty and went to sleep in the middle of the ring. You know what I'm saying? Then number 3 has to be Hassan Rahman. Do y'all remember when he fought Klitschko's brother, and he had the Howard the Martian head? Marvin the Martian head. You know, when his head swole up.
Yeah.
Cannot forget that ever. Number 2 is when Costa Zoo knocked Zab Judah out and gave him the chicken legs in there. You know, that boy was in there like,
that was vicious. Yeah, that was yeah.
And he was still arguing with the ref, like, no, I can fight, bro. You can't stand up. You know what I'm saying? And he had to fight one until Costa Zoo put him to sleep. And number 1 all time, Muhammad Ali over George Foreman in the Congo.
Yeah, I almost had that one.
Number 1.
Yeah.
The indestructible machine, George Foreman, got knocked out.
I almost had that. I like that list. Kev, give me your 5.
That was good. Well, Frank, you were looking at my list, but I don't have any other ones. So I'm going to start with number 1, the Hasim Rahman over Lennox Lewis. He had Lennox Lewis lay down and go to sleep with his hands over his head. He's like, whoop. Go back and sleep. Let's see. There was a fight. This dude Wayne Alexander. He beat Makrud Takalu. One of those. I love those ones where he hit him so hard. This dude went to his knees, stood on his knees for a little while, like for a hot second, and then fell back to sleep. Whoop. Done. That was hilarious. Antonio Tarver when he beat Roy Jones. Roy Jones was supposed to beat him, and he had got a couple of licks in, and Roy was feeling good. And all of a sudden, he caught one, and Roy went to sleep. Wow! And I was a Roy fan. This young lady named Ann Wolfe, the sister. She was fighting against this tall white woman called Wanda Ward.
Now she was light skinned. She was light skinned.
She was light skinned.
Yeah, she was light skinned. Yeah.
Woo. Well,
I thought the black girl was Vonda Moore.
Ann Wolfe.
Ann Wolfe, because she hit this girl, and everybody, all they kept saying was timber, because this big tall chick just like whoop, fell down like a log.
And she danced over the top of her.
Yeah, she did.
Yep, she did that. She did that.
All right, keep going.
And is that 4 or 3?
That's 4.
Okay, then my 5th one, last one, I'm gonna take Mike Tyson over Trevor Burbick, because he had Trevor Burbick getting up and trying to think that he could stay on his feet, and he kept falling down. He did that 3 times. Kept falling over 3. He hurt that boy. But that's my 5.
Spanky Hayes, you up next, bro. Give us your 5 greatest knockouts that you ever saw. Spank, give me your 5.
Greatest knockouts. I'm gonna go against the grain and say This is my comedian edition. I remember when this brother named Marquez knocked out Aries Spears.
I remember that.
So I'm gonna go with that. We'll go against the grain with that one. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna say when Tommy Hearns knocked out Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
that's two.
I'm gonna say when Mike Tyson got knocked out by that white dude right in front of Muhammad Ali, embarrassed the shit out of Muhammad Ali on that. It was like a Muhammad Ali tribute night or fight or whatever it was, and Mike Tyson got the shit beat out of him in front of a white man, probably in February. I'm gonna throw another curveball and say this. I hate Tank Davis so much that when he took a knee, to me, that was a brutal knockout to me. I can't stand him. Shout out to Frank Roach. Nobody would ever think that Frank Roach would have never thought that people would be giving him praise after this fight. But Frank Roach, man, that was a shit. So that was like what, 4? Was that 3 or 4? So, let me see. Aries, Mike Tyson, Roberto Duran. Okay, so that's 3. So then I'm gonna go with Ryan Garcia beating the fuck out of Devin Haney.
On the juice though.
No, whatever. Yeah. Juice, whatever. If Ryan Garcia was on juice, then David Haney was on cocaine. What's the difference? What's the difference?
They both juiced up.
He got knocked out 3 times, bro. Come on, that juice would have wore off by the 2nd round. Come on. Drugs ain't what they used to be. He didn't get that steroid from his daddy or his uncle or nothing. That was new steroid, guaranteed 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. You know that. We all know that. The dick pills only work for 10 minutes. You know that. So
how long they last, Frank? How long they last?
About 10, 12 minutes tops. Tops. Let's see. That honey too. That honey ain't shit. That's it. 6 minutes. That shit lasts 6 minutes. Anyway, I think the last knockout, I would say, I guess I would. Now, I can't say that because I'm not sure of that, but I want to say that Sugar Ray Leonard knocked Tommy Hearns out. I want to say that. Or am I wrong about that?
No, I think that was a decision. Though. I don't think it was a knockout. I think it was a decision.
Okay, it was a decision. So if you would be kind, let me scratch that. Let me say a real knockout. And I'm a piggyback off one of the brothers because y'all all look like little squares to me. I'm blind as a motherfucker too. But when Pacquiao got knocked out right in the center of the ring, and it was like almost the end of the fight. It was like the fight was almost over. And he got I've never seen nobody get knocked out like that.
Too sleep.
Yeah, I don't even remember that fight. I don't remember.
It's crazy.
Rodney Perry, you got your list ready?
What about Mildred Taylor? What about Major Taylor and Chavez? That was a good knockout.
That was a good knockout. That was.
I wanted to end with a knockout. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, Spanky Hayes forced me to get into my bag, man. I had to get in my bag. Rodney Perry versus Madonna Smith, 3rd grade. I thought I could take her. That girl beat me up under the damn bus. She was so vicious, so many rights and lefts. I mean, like when I go back to the crib, I still people bring that shit up. Madonna Smith, and she smelled like pee. Madonna Smith was a vicious. Her punches, her fist was so big, it was bigger than my little 3rd grade head. Up next, Tommy Hearns versus Martin Lawrence. I've never seen a person's face so abused. Tommy Hearns versus Martin Lawrence. Great fight. We all saw it on the Martin show. Tommy Hearns beat Martin Lawrence so bad his head was swollen for weeks.
He had nuggets all over his head.
He did.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, everybody leave this one out. Clubber Lang versus Rocky Balboa. After hitting on the man, woman. Hey, woman, you need a real man. Real man, woman. You need a real man. Clubber Lang put hands on Rocky Balboa. Rocky won.
I
Wow.
take
John
the
Wick.
fight. Well, you're gonna
John
do it
Wick
by
versus the
yourself.
world. John Wick versus everybody that's in the movie. John Wick whoop everybody ass and shoot him in the head. And finally, Superhead versus Mr. Marcus.
He won that bout too.
He definitely won. He definitely won. And I mean, this is a skilled person, a skilled man in his profession, and she took him down with no problem.
Wow. Roger, you crazy, boo.
Rodney had the best list. I don't care what nobody said. Rodney,
Hey, shout out to Mr. Marcus. That's the homie.
Rodney had the best list.
Yeah.
The third grader who beat him.
Wow.
Donna
Yeah.
Smith whooped my ass. She whooped my ass. Like, I'm still mad at her, but I don't want to start no shit.
Man.
He said she smelled like pee. She smelled like pee. All right. And for time's sakes, right? For time, I want this to be the question that I want. I wanted all of us to ask this question, get an answer to it. So give me one team, and I'm gonna go first, then I'm gonna hit you, Howie. I'm gonna go first. One team, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, who had the most disappointing season to you all time. And for me, I'm going first. I'm gonna say that the 2007 New England Patriots, Howie, because at the end of the day, I'm a Patriots fan, and Howie, that was the most disappointing season to me. So we're gonna ask this question again tomorrow. Pick your 5 or 3 or whatever. Do that tomorrow. But right now, because of time, give me an idea. Who's your most disappointing season?
Well, in 2008, the Detroit Lions did the exact opposite of what the Patriots did, and they lost every game. They went 0-6. They lost every game. They went 0-16. My mother is a huge Lions fan. She was so mad. She said, by like midway through the season, she was like, I hope they lose them all and make that record. At least they get any kind of record. And so the 2008 season with the Detroit Lions got to be one of the most disappointing seasons for me.
Yeah. Shout out to Thomas Ward. He out there watching us. Well, that's one for big shout out to T Ward.
T Ward, Detroit.
Thanks for watching, bro. T Ward said the
level.
Lions. The Lions. So yeah, he with the Lions. I understand that. Another Detroit person. Give me your most disappointing season, any sport, any team, bro. Jay, give me yours.
Oh man, this is easy. Man, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, man, Duval County. 1999 Jacksonville Jaguars. We lost 3 games all season. All 3 came to Steve McNair and the Tennessee Titans, who lost to the Rams in the Super Bowl. Bro, we had 6 All-Pros on that team. Lost 3 games to 1 team. Best team we ever had in the history of the franchise. I'll never get over that season.
Okay. Let's see. My man Kev, give me your most disappointing season, any sport, any team.
Well, you picked mine, so I'm going to go with my other one, my backup. When the Mets beat the Red Sox, when the ball went through the what's his name's legs.
Bill Buckner. Yeah. That was easy. That's an easy one. Easy one. Let's see. Spank, give me your team, most disappointing team, any sport, any team, all time to you. One that you definitely remember.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off my brother Howie Bell, and I'm gonna go one further. The year after that, they only won 1 game.
So you mean talking about
1,000%.
in 2 seasons, Detroit Lions only won 1 game in 2 seasons?
I'm gonna give you 2 words, Frank Holder. Don Orlovsky. He was the quarterback for those 2 awful.
I remember that.
Wow.
He was the quarterback for those 2 awful seasons.
I think they won more than one. I think they won more than 1 game that year, though.
Well, if it wasn't 1, it was 2. It wasn't that many. It was 2.
It was under 5 for sure.
For sure.
Okay, I'll give you that. And here's the most disappointing thing in my whole life about the Detroit Lions. My grandfather told me about 12, he's been dead about 12, 13 years. He said, before I die, the Detroit Lions is gonna win, and my granddaddy died, y'all, and they didn't win.
They got close. They got close, Granddad.
He didn't see that. He didn't see that. He been gone. He been gone a
He
while.
been gone. Rodney Perry, give me your disappointing team, disappointing sport, whatever, however you want to do it, bro. It's all on you.
Oh man, I think somebody said it earlier. The Warriors lead the Cleveland Cavaliers 3-1 and lose after an awesome season. Had to be most disappointing season. And what y'all don't know about Rodney Perry is I coach intramural softball, girls softball, and I'm coaching one season. The softball league was like all the strip clubs in Atlanta, and it was so tough on us, man.
Coming in the house.
It was so tough on my girls, man. They did so good. They prepared. They were ready. And the good thing is that when they lost, they took their bottoms off in protest and threw them.
Bottoms off, huh, Rodney? The bottom.
Yeah. I suggested it, but they did it. I didn't know they would. I think they would do it.
Woo, y'all are hilarious. Y'all hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all hilarious. All right, look, and because of time, let me give a shout out to all the the comics who joined the show. Howie Bell, tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
Oh man, you can always follow me at Howie Bizzell, HOWIEBIZZELL, or just type in Howie Bell, man. You can reach a brother. I'm not hard to find.
Thank you for that. Spanky, who had one of the funniest comments of the show, putting Kobe Bryant on blast like that.
Hey man, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. That's the best player ever to me.
But that was funny how you said that, though, Spanky. You said, yeah, but rest in peace. But he did do this.
He said Jack.
So here's my thing. I don't like to be followed. If you don't know me already, I don't want to fucking know you. If you follow me, keep your car.
Don't follow me,
I'm
son.
sending shots to your car. You follow me. Don't follow me.
Hilarious.
Already know me. Don't follow me.
Another comedian, Rodney Perry in the building. Rodney, tell everybody how they can follow you, bro.
I'm easy to find. Rodney Perry live on all social media. And shout out to Madonna Smith, man. This woman had the most vicious rights and lefts I've ever experienced, man. I think I might still have a slight CTE because of her.
Wow. You on the spectrum.
Yeah, you on
Absolutely.
the
I'm
spectrum.
definitely
Jason Hayes in the
autistic.
building. Jay, tell everybody how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, you can follow me right here at JD Hayes, fan base, the Black Man site.
Your last name Hayes?
Yeah.
Correct?
Oh, you must be okay. We need to. All right, I'll holler at you after this. Yeah.
Kev Lane, tell everybody how they can follow you.
Right here on Human Mill box seats, baby.
Thank y'all for watching. Tomorrow's show, we're going to finish up. We got to have the greatest. We're going to talk about the most disappointing seasons, and we're going to talk about the worst team in sports, like what we think is the worst team in sports. We gathering more lists. Make sure y'all check us out tomorrow.
I'm going to try to get Madonna on here tomorrow, too.
Do that.
That would be hilarious.
That would be dope. Thank y'all for watching the
That
show.
might be
man.
therapeutic for you.
See y'all tomorrow.